Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Bit of a live stream for you today. We're going to be talking a bit more about the transfer window in regards of just the whole Premier League and world football really. Everything that I'm seeing that's getting linked to players that are on their way in and things like that. And just let us know what you think in the comments down below of these transfers. But yeah, starting off the day, we're going to just go through a few things that I've seen announced on Twitter. The main one for me, which I will be covering right now, is the fact that Newcastle United are preparing a proposal for Goncalo Ramos. Apparently, he is the new top target from Newcastle United. Apparently, there's ongoing talks on the player side, and talks will continue with Benfica in regards to if he's staying, leaving, or whatever. But yeah, it looks more and more likely that he's massively on that list of players to come in. 21 years of age. I've seen a few clips of him and he does look really, really good. Apparently Paris Saint-Germain have Ramos on their list as well since June. But there's still nothing agreed. But they also, once again, still nothing agreed with Newcastle United. This is all coming in from Twitter. There's a guy that I follow on Twitter and he brings out quite a few bits and bobs, but I will cover them on YouTube. But yeah, so it's looking more and more likely that Newcastle's going to go in and get their striker, which I can't wait for. I think he'd be an exceptional player. 21 years of age, plenty of room to develop, and obviously he is also a player that is back up to Wilson if he gets fitness, but he could be player over Wilson, because the thing I was reading the other day was Newcastle United will not sign anybody that does not improve the club in any way, shape or form. So either this guy is adding depth, which is improving the club, or this player is increasing the quality, its striker position. So will it be that Willock's on the bench? I mean, not Willock, Wilson is on the bench? Or will it be that this guy is the future and he will be monitored on his performances? We'll find out on that one. Another one exclusively that was brought in, it's been linked the last few days, is Sergio Gomez to Manchester City. It's been announced that apparently there's been a verbal agreement reached with Anderlecht. The fees are around 10 million euros, but it is closer to 15 million euros. But it's soon to be signed off, and the deal is done for him to come to Manchester City. Interesting one for me, because does that mean now we might see Bernardo Silva leave? Because he is heavily linked with Barcelona, but Barcelona are having a bit of a pickle. They need to raise some funds so they can let him go, but it is what it is. Hi, how's it going? Hope you are well in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. So that's in regards to Sergio Gomez. Looking more and more likely he will sign for Manchester City. But obviously, players potentially going to Barcelona and things. Barcelona really need to get these funds in. So, if I'm totally honest, Barcelona really need to consider selling Frenkie de Jong. There is a lot going on behind closed doors with de Jong. But we'll see what happens in regards to that. Because I think de Jong, by the sounds of it, Chelsea are going to hijack that deal. And he will not go to Man United, and he'll go to Chelsea instead. So, we could see Frenkie de Jong leaving Barcelona, but still coming to the Premier League, just not Manchester United. Which I'm surprised about. Another one. Not really Premier League related, but a player that is indeed joining Paris Saint-Germain, another team that seem to just sign a lot of players and just leave them in the dirt basically, is Fabian Ruiz. He is at Napoli. It's looking more and more likely that he will be going to Paris Saint-Germain. It's a nice bit of improvement from Paris Saint-Germain, but I'm a bit shocked, to say the least. So obviously more on Frenkie de Jong is apparently Chelsea are ready to pay up for him. So we could see definitely Frenkie de Jong on his way to Chelsea at some point. That midfield at Chelsea sounds disgusting, and I can't wait to see how Chelsea get on this season. If you haven't already seen me my Premier League prediction video, then don't forget to go and check that one out. It was posted the other day on the channel. Go check it out. You'll see a whole 1st to 20th position of my prediction and who's going to finish where. But yeah, apparently Chelsea are really working on a lot of ins and outs players in regards to players that are leaving the club and things. So at the minute with Chelsea, we're seeing the two main players. There's actually three players they're working on at the moment. Wesley Fofana from Leicester, we're seeing that one getting worked on quite a lot. Whether or not Leicester let him go, it's hard to say because Leicester do indeed need to raise the funds. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna get that Madison money from Newcastle. I just don't think that's gonna happen. I just think there's just such a big gap, and I don't think Leicester's gonna settle for instalments. So that it is what it is with that one. Wesley Fofana potentially could be going. Obviously Chelsea. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's also been discussed from Barcelona. It's favoured that he needs to leave in regards to Barcelona being able to raise the funds for wages and things. So it makes sense. Also, Chelsea need a striker. We're seeing at the first game of the season, Chelsea had Kai Havertz playing at striker. You don't want that. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's not a striker. So it makes sense to why Chelsea are pushing for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to come to Chelsea. Bit of a controversial one because obviously he used to play for Arsenal, so going from Arsenal to Chelsea is a bit of a shocker. So let's see what happens in regards to that one. So a player that Newcastle United were heavily linked with is a guy called Bamba Dieng. Apparently he will leave Marseille soon. The price tag will be around 15 million euros. But there's more than 2 Premier League clubs that are keen on signing him, as his talent at present and future is just massive. So don't be surprised if we don't see him come to Newcastle. I know he potentially is second choice under Ramos, so we'll see how that one develops because it really is an interesting deal to say the least. Nottingham Forest are also on the call again. They're looking to sign more players. So Nottingham Forest are getting close to sign Ramu Frauella, I think it's pronounced. Don't quote me on names, I'm terrible at pronunciations. Everyone should know that by now. But yeah, the fees are around 9 million euros. It's discussed whether Atlanta progress to the final stages. He wants Nottingham Forest as his priority. So yeah, another player that Nottingham Forest might be signing. Excuse me. Another player that Nottingham Forest might be signing. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. In regards to that, the one that I've been hearing more and more about as well is Borja or Callum Hudson-Odoi potentially coming to Newcastle on loan. Saying a lot of that being announced over on Twitter. These are only speculations; they're not concrete. If anyone has anything that's concrete and would like to tell me before it comes out, and you'd like me to do a video, reach down to us. You can go in the comment section. You can hit a comment there if you want to stay a bit more like hidden behind closed doors. You can go and email me email address, which is also in the description as well, if you want to just keep away from the whole like making a public sort of thing. So we've got obviously Martin Odegaard. I mean, not Martin Odegaard. Mikael Damsgaard. He's officially joined Brentford. Really good signing for Brentford, I think. After his Euro games and stuff, we've seen how well he played. So it's not a surprise that it was going to be a moment of time before he moved to a Premier League club. 15 million euros was a great, and he signed a 5-year contract at Brentford. So I'm not surprised in regards to him coming to the Premier League. Let us know your thoughts on any of the transfers that I have mentioned, and also don't forget, if you're watching this back on YouTube, to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and do all the good stuff. Mention anything in the comments. So another one, or should I say another two? We've already mentioned them before. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang potentially leaving Barcelona. He only signed not long ago for Barca, so I'm very shocked that he could potentially be leaving. Another 2 players as well, Andreas Christensen and Kessie, could potentially be leaving Barcelona if they don't get registered in time. This is all due to the fact that Barcelona just don't have the funds and they're breaking the rules of the Spanish FA. So that'll be why these 2 players won't get registered at that club. I don't think Barcelona will raise the funds unless they sell De Jong and Aubameyang. Um, one that I've said over and over again, I would really like Newcastle to sign, but I think it's very unlikely just because Juventus seem to be pushing a lot for him, is Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay is looking to get his contract terminated at Barcelona. Whatever's happening behind closed doors there is just whatever's happening behind closed doors there. I couldn't tell you anything more on that one. But it's looking that Memphis is in talks to terminate his contract, and Juve is pushing for a 2-year deal for Depay. Quite sad because obviously Newcastle do have two players that are potentially coming in at striker, but at the same time, Depay, there's a lot of issues with his attitude apparently, especially when he was at Manchester United. Obviously, he didn't get game time at Man United, but apparently his attitude just wasn't very favoured. So maybe he's just not the right kind of player for the back room that we're building at Newcastle United. So yeah. In regards to Newcastle United, we'll talk about them a little bit more in the future. So we'll go down a little bit now. We're talking about players that I would like to see still leave Newcastle United. If I'm totally honest, I'm really still surprised that Newcastle United haven't sold Jacob Murphy. I'm surprised he hasn't went a centre back, either Lascelles or Fernandes. I'm surprised none of them two have went. I don't think Burn or Shaw are going to go anywhere anytime soon because they just absolutely look amazing. Like, look at the goal Fabian Shaw scored at the weekend. Also, another one I'm surprised, because obviously he didn't really get much time in pre-season. Eddie wanted to give him a bit of time in pre-season, but I just don't think he's going to make it, is Jamal Lewis. I'm surprised he hasn't either went out on loan or was sold. So we'll see how much more that develops as well in regards to Lewis. So yeah. Other players that I've been looking at as well is the likes of midfield. We need a midfielder. Heavily linked again since January about Lucas Paqueta. Let us know what you think about Lucas Paqueta potentially signing for Newcastle United. It's looking more and more likely that he is on his way through. I was speaking to a guy the other day and he said, by the sounds of it, Newcastle United are really, really close to agreeing a price with Lyon for Paqueta. The personal terms won't be anything that's going to be too hard. Paqueta really wants to come to Newcastle United to be reunited with Bruno Guimaraes. So let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Anyway, that's going to be a wrap up for this live stream. Don't forget, if you're watching this not live or if you're watching it back on YouTube, to leave a like on this video. Don't forget to leave a comment down below with any links you would like me to cover, as I do a lot of shorts at the moment. Don't forget to obviously subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you are new to the channel, help me push for that 1,000 subscribers, because the other day the channel blew up to the point of where I was even surprised. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Is something as a milestone that I never ever thought this channel would get to. I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. But yeah, thank you very much,